Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Final Fantasy XIV of Realm Reported. I'm John, and with me, as always, I have
Ryan,
Philip, Chris,
and with us we have some new people.
Mike, and your boy Franco.
Your boy Franco!
Franco!
As usual, we're going to have the new people introduce themselves. Mike, you can take it away.
Hi, my name's Mike. I had started playing 14 because all of my friends decided to start playing. I had seen the trailer. I thought it looked really, really cool. So, you know what? Let me just hop on the bandwagon. I made as Black Mage. I've been dabbling in other things, but Black Mage is where it's at. And that's about it.
Franco?
I started playing 14 because, I don't know, just because my friends play it and I like Final Fantasy and it's a cool game. So, yeah, why not? I mean, just give it a try. Hello.
And he mains his tank.
Oh, yeah, that. Nobody cares.
We only have like one tank.
Yeah.
1.5.
We have a few, they're just in the wrong.
Yeah. Alright, so where did we leave off last week? We did the Extreme Primals, a couple other round things. Anything anyone wants to touch up on that?
I wasn't here.
Anybody clear Extreme Primals besides Chris?
Nope.
Just me.
Chris did it again.
Me and Phil tried to. Last night we tried to run Titan Extreme. Try to get past Titan Extreme.
I dodged everything.
Phil dodged everything. I died twice to plumes, and we just, as a whole, we just couldn't get the group to pass it. We got past Heart Phase a bunch of times.
Heart phrase.
Heart Phase a bunch of times, but we just could not. We just couldn't seal the deal.
Like, the furthest I've gotten in is the second set of ads. That's about it.
Someone fucking dies every time before Heart Phase.
Yeah, it all depends on your party. If your party can't dodge, then you just can't do it.
We had a couple tries to do it. Like, we didn't give up after 3 tries. We
Like
actually
6.
we did like 6, 7 tries, and then we just said, all right, never mind.
I think the last time I did it, we did like 10 tries, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Me and Chris tried something special yesterday
Tried
after
to do
that
a
at night.
solo heal tank strategy. Work
Oh,
out pretty well.
Same
So
goes
hard
for
to
you.
one tank.
I dodged everything.
A lot of people kept dying.
And, but like, 3 DPS kept on getting hit, and I'm just like,
Did you guys at least get a heart phase?
yeah, no,
We
we got
passed
the
it
heart.
once.
We passed it once, got to heart phase a bunch of times, but our DPS was too slow. So like, right, a lot of times going into heart phase, we'd be trapped in gals,
Oh.
and if the healer gets trapped in gals,
I can't
so
do
we
it.
didn't really get heal anyone.
Chris is the only healer there, so he's automatically in the
It
gal.
was so bad.
Did you
That's
did
just
you,
terrible.
did you do the strategy where you were supposed to be
Yeah,
broken out
that's
first?
what
But
we do.
there was a part where it was too slow, but it was too fast. Like, if you have 4 DPS, it would be too fast. But
Okay.
if it's 6 DPS, it was too slow.
What?
How is that possible?
Because we were getting to a point, like I said, we were getting to a point where right before heart phase, we would get put into gals. We normally should be able to skip that phase if our DPS was not dying. Usually we're still down like 1 DPS.
So it should be a little faster, so we don't get the gal.
Like we almost, like literally, he would put us in gals and we'd jump up immediately. We're like
So
almost
bad.
at the point where like, excuse me, we
I
would be able
got
to
you.
skip it.
Yeah.
It's hard to force them to skip it if the DPS isn't just like.
Well, you weren't there, Mike.
Trying to heal.
Well, I know, I'm
is
just-
so hard.
Well, we have to remember also.
No, I
like,
think like with other primals when you're trying to make them skip stuff.
Well, I'm trying to skip it, just
do enough DPS.
Do
You gotta-
Right, but to make them skip it.
all the primals have patterns, so it's just when we try to
Titan's
jump
strict.
ahead of those patterns, especially with Titan, you get some weird combinations.
I don't know, Titan's fucking scripted. Like, I
I mean,
don't
you
have
get-
the entire fight like memorized.
You
man.
have it
I just
memorized.
can't fucking beat it because of the parties. I mean,
Yeah, you only get to like the weird shit going on is when your DPS is too slow before.
And you get plumes and landslides at the same
Those
time.
ads are weird though. When you kill them, they just drop that big pool of lava.
well, that's not weird.
That's
That's
not
just that's the fight.
I know. It's just.
The weird thing is when your DPS is too slow, and all of a sudden bombs show up, and then he does a landslide before, like after the bombs
And
go
then he
off.
starts
Oh, God.
stomping right after he does the landslide. You're just like, what is going on?
Like honestly, it's almost like you think it's like, oh, our DPS suck because like 2 people died, and we're
He's
we're
just sitting there
crazy.
trolling
I'm
you.
just like, I think he's broken.
And then only like 3 people survived that part, and you're just like, okay, time to jump off. Let's start
Yeah.
over.
No.
Free fall.
I really like that you can just jump off. And
Yeah,
That's always fun.
It's like,
it's a quick way to win.
Jump off. If you're a
You
scholar,
just
then
see everybody turn around and start running off the edge.
it's always fun. The fairies and the summon edgies are also like floating around the stage. Like, what's going on?
Slowly, one by one, just disappear.
As they hit the
Dies.
ground. As they
like, where'd they go? Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, other than Extreme Primals, the Valentine's Day event's actually out this week. a couple of us have finished it.
I finished it.
What's your takes on it?
Just go to one spot, talk to these people.
It's really easy.
It's really easy. Just basically just getting gear. Or
The only
special
hard
gear.
part is trying to trade with another, like, 6.
Yeah, because the females have pure chocolate and the males have bitter, so you gotta try to swap them.
Well, it's not that hard. You just
No,
gotta
it doesn't matter.
Or have a friend who has a female character.
I got my girlfriend right here.
Yeah, me
I'm
and
a little
Chris
short, but
traded, so
You are officially a thing.
that's the thing.
The Lalafell and
That's
Mikote,
pretty-
I think.
No,
No,
Nah,
she's
he's
here.
just a normal person.
Oh.
Normal
So-
person.
So he
Precious, very precious.
Aye.
oh my goodness.
I have not yet been able to do that event. I actually haven't really been on it all this week.
It's easy, man.
I've seen
Um,
some funny pictures though from the event, just like people, since you get the item that gives you half the heart, so you use the other half the heart. So I've seen just, people just stripping off all their clothes and just doing red hearts with like the same sex, different sex. I've seen just like big parties of people, like a line of Lalafells together. It's just people are getting creative with their pictures.
That is
kind of
wonderful.
I'll be honest with you. I bought 100 of those items.
I need to.
They're not that. They're not that cheap. They're not that expensive. So
No,
I was
cheap.
able to afford it. But
No,
yeah,
like 99 of them, like 900 gil.
What?
Like 99 of them, I think it's like 900 gil.
Okay, so I mean, if you really
That's not bad.
wanted a half heart piece for whatever reason.
No, that's like
Got moves
that's
to
like
make.
part of like one dungeon run.
I know a lot of the time we have. This is another thing I wanted to touch on. Is you're playing the game and then just these ridiculous, asinine situations happen. Basically what the fuck moments. I know we all got quite a few that we could talk about. I figured we could spend some time talking about that today. It might be entertaining. Anybody have any particularly special what the fuck moments this week?
Well, when me and Philip did the Extreme Titan solo heal solo tank, we had a summoner in our party, and one of the black mages died, and I asked him to raise, and he just did not raise at all. And he's like, and I was like, well, summoners can raise too. And then he told me, well, you can raise while I'm in a gal. I'm like, well, I'm the only healer, and I get put in a gal every time. And I don't have time to raise people while I'm solo healing.
and then he flamed the fight. We originally did this whole like one healer, one tank strategy just for fun. We even put it like we're doing this for
Just
fun
to
to see if we can
dig
do it,
around.
whatever. Just join us for having a good time. And this guy's like, well, I'm done with having a shitty healer. I'm like, we weren't healing
I
yet.
was so thinking, I was like, what?
Like he didn't even notice that. Said that. And then like then Chris is like, well, I can't heal and raise and do all this all at once at the same time. He's like, oh, I'm gone. And then he just left. I'm like, wow,
It's so bad.
such a really
People are funny sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You have those weird, like if you talk about what the fuck moments, even though we just mentioned it, Titan Extreme, that's the whole, if your DPS isn't caught up, you get funny combinations. And sometimes that's just all the fun in itself. You have different things. I love, you get gals, he jumps up, you get plumes and landslides at the same time, you get bomb phase with plumes, that's always fun.
Oh,
And it's not like that Arbo where, he would jump up and the gals dissipate. No,
They're
you
s-
jump
they
up,
just
they
stay
stay
there.
and you're like,
Mhm.
fuck.
It's like, gotta bring it up. Okay.
And they still blow up if you don't kill them fast enough.
Exactly. So it's all just kind
No,
of.
I noticed like with hard mode, it doesn't have that that bar thing, but now it does. What bar thing?
Or like
and
it blows up after.
Oh, that
Yeah.
because it's doing it on the tap.
I was saying with hard mode, like just break the shit out quickly and that's it. This one,
Well,
if you
yeah,
don't do
they
it,
don't.
it's like,
Also, if you don't break them out in hard mode, they don't get blown up. In Extreme, they put a point where if you don't break them out quick enough,
You'll
yeah,
die.
you die.
they'll
Yeah.
kill the player inside of it.
It's a squish.
Which happens to me a lot.
And it's funny, at least from my healer standpoint, during that particular phase, there are times where it's like, he does a landslide, so the DPS are trying to like dodge the landslide and break me out of the gallows, and then he does a landslide, and then 3 of the DPS just forget they were breaking me out, and they run to fight Titan again. And you see this one DPS trying to break me out, like, guys, he's still here.
Break him out in turn.
My favorite thing is when he goes to do the landslide and they break me out right before it like finishes the animation, and then I get woo.
You're at the edge, dude.
No, the animation for that always freaks me out when they're first doing the.
And then I'm just sitting there like, no, stop doing it, stop, no. Boom.
No, when you're breaking the first guy out and he jumps down, like, it looks like you're getting flung off the stage. Like, oh no, I'm still here.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. That's always fun.
Sometimes you get lucky, but you don't want to get lucky.
You don't want to get.
No.
I have a question. If you were, I know black mages have a skill that allows them to teleport to an ally.
Theory of manipulation.
Right. So if you got hit by a landslide, if you're quick enough, could you do that and get back onto the stage?
I don't think so because. Well, is it an instant cast?
Now to find
It's an
out,
instant
let's
cast,
comment.
isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's an instant cast. Actually.
Fuck it, I'm gonna try it.
I know, right?
I have nothing else to do. I'm trying it all the time. When they start wiping, I'll just.
Yeah, I actually wonder if any of my jumps would work that way.
That'd be really cool.
Well, no, I've noticed that the distance for theory of manipulation is actually really, really short.
Well, we can ask the people.
Yeah,
Fuck it, let's try it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You just gotta target somebody.
If any of you guys at home have experienced using this for that exact purpose, please leave a comment.
Definitely.
If you're alive, please leave a comment. If you enjoy the show, you should like, comment, and subscribe. Love you. I love all of you, even the weird ones. I'm just kidding. None of you are weird.
You're all beautiful.
Mike's weird.
I love
That's rude. We don't talk about her on this show.
It's programmed.
This highly entertaining educational program.
Well then, that escalated quickly.
No, talking about mothers and stuff. What's the matter with you?
Awfully rude.
A lot of things.
Awfully
You're
rude.
a terrible person.
So, more than just the original class, I know some of us have some secondaries. I mean, the closest thing I have to a secondary is my level 20 gladiator. So I don't really have anything else besides my dragoon that I'm good at yet. Mike, I know you're kind of becoming a jack of all trades.
Well, honestly, I want to get the onto the team achievement. Once you get all the relics, then you get that. But so far, I've got black mage, I've got bard, and I've got warrior.
You also get a cool crown.
And, oh yeah, you get the crowns too.
Yeah.
There's five. There's actually 5 of them, I think.
I think 6.
5 or 6.
I'm
not really sure.
There's a number that might be 5 or 6, and you get to look like royalty.
Exactly.
I like
They don't give good stats, but they look really, really,
really nice.
I like my Pope.
Oh yeah, Chris has a
yeah,
Pope hat now.
Combinations over
you did get
100.
it?
I'm at 60 right
Pretty,
now.
I think I'm at like 80 now.
I am at 4. People don't like dragoons.
Be proud of
I'm
us
at
for it.
50, I think, 2 or something, and I'm kind of surprised because I only played Black Mage or Summoner, so DPS.
They do a lot more damage than dragoons.
I go in as Bard every so often, but yeah, my level 50s are Black Mage, Summoner, and Bard. I haven't even unlocked Scholar yet, so you gotta see. I'm kind of very lazy and only sticking to one.
You kind of aim to DPS.
It's all range DPS. It seems to be my.
I just started doing Conjure, and it's actually not that bad.
Conjurer is fun. I mean, since you're just doing Conjurer, but I'm as a person who's level, who's gotten Conjurer up a couple levels. It's a fun class. Any healer class in general is actually really fun.
No, like I had originally just got it to 15 just so I had all my other stuff at 15, but then I actually started doing it. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, healing at later levels and the new content, it doesn't get boring because different stuff happens in different.
No, yeah, like different patches, all the patches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some people die faster than others. Some people don't die that fast.
Some people just get totally pooped on. It's just like no matter what you do, they're getting pooped on.
Q2, why are you still dying?
It's like Adaloquium, something. You just always try to get this
Sacred soil.
You just spam
Stop
something
taking
and
damage.
hope that he doesn't die.
You're thinking like when they do an 8-man dungeon, you're like, my main concentration should be just the 2 tanks, correct? It just doesn't happen that way sometimes. Sometimes the DPS is gonna run and then aggro 4 enemies. You're just gonna say why, and then you're just having a ball. It's like you're a mother with 7 children.
If you're a Black Mage, you can't Quelling Strikes.
Please take flying
You
strikes.
must.
That would very.
If you're a dragoon, bless you.
Bless your soul.
But talking about DPS getting all the hate instead of the tanks. Well, me and Philip had a hell of a time trying to do Coil Turn 4.
Oh.
Yeah. This one off tank, he was. Alright, let's say this. All the other DPS were taking damage except for him. So I didn't have to worry about healing him.
So
I
you
just
just
had
had-
to
you
heal
just had
everybody else.
They're all like running around, like spread out, like
Did he-
not
did-
staying next to each other.
We're just running around in circles trying to get hate.
Yeah, and I was
Did
like,
he
God,
literally just sit there and just do nothing?
Was that
He
the
was
Blade
trying.
Flex thing?
no.
Oh, okay.
It was just no.
He was trying. He was just doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
And then like
Oh,
he would
God.
get hate, but he would keep it by where the other DPS were, so we were still getting hit.
It was bad.
I mean, come on, guys.
I'll tell you what,
Get
though,
away
turn
from us.
2. I'm glad they freaking finally decided to, they learned about the enrage method. That just makes it so much freaking easier.
Enrage method pretty much is the only method for turn 2 at this point.
It's not like
Well, no, you can still do the
I mean, you can
regular
do
main
you can do the
screw
regular.
Algaron.
You can do the normal method, but most of the time, if you go into Party Finder, everyone's doing Enrage.
Just sucks to be a healer.
It sucks to be healer though, because now you have a second person. You're already competing with one person.
Like,
Now you're competing with two.
yeah, it does become a bug.
I mean,
that happened to Chris earlier because of that whole stupid.
Yeah, it does
It's
make
alright,
it harder
yeah.
for
I mean,
looting,
some
but
people-
at the same time, remember once 2.2 comes out, it's not gonna matter if you can farm.
Yeah, and then or we don't even know if we can farm it for sure. But
Well, I
it's
mean,
still an idea.
It's still, it's still a mystery to us, but at the same time, you would think they would let us farm it because with the new turns, this would be better loot. So why not?
That
Well,
is-
they did say they're getting rid of the loot, the lockout restriction.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, didn't they say they're getting rid of? Oh, I mean, you can go back and do it more than once. That's
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can go, if you
I'm
can
pretty
just
sure that we're gonna be able to farm it because honestly, you're gonna need it. I'm pretty sure they want us to be able to. They want us to build off and try to do the new turns.
I think.
Right,
We
well,
need
it's-
that stuff to do the new turns.
it's 6 through 10, right?
Yeah.
I think what they're
I mean, and odds are, those item levels are probably going to be at least 100.
Probably, but I'm thinking what they're gonna do is they'll probably do like a CT-esque type lockout where like if you got an item in turn 1, it's like all right for turn 1 you're locked out for a week. If you do one in turn 2, that way because
I
it'll be
don't
cool
know.
to farm it,
No.
but then you would at the same time you would kind of screw
It'd
over.
be kind of pointless though.
Well,
Then you
not
make
really.
you make CT almost a little pointless. Like yeah, you get level 80 gear,
Well,
but
CT's already kind of pointless. I mean, it's nice. There's certain gears are better, but honestly, for me with CT, it's all for aesthetics. Like it's for my glamour.
exactly.
No, yeah.
There's already I-90 gears out at this time with CT. So most of the CT gears, there's a few exceptions where sometimes the CT gear is better for what you're trying to build. I mean, yeah, it's good. That's why I'm collecting all of them so I can try to make my different black mage builds
Right.
for what I'm doing. But honestly, I'm gonna put my I-90s no matter what.
No,
The
yeah.
CT already is kind of like it's kind of like a stepping stone to getting your 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, you can already get your 90s now, and
No, yeah, but you
so
know what
I
though?
don't think them ruining CT. Like I said, I think it's mostly for glamour.
For the sake of glamour, and for those of you that don't know what that is, that's your vanity slots. So it's basically armor you can put on that goes over the armor you're wearing, so you can look how you want to look in the game. I cannot wait for that. I have
Me
way too much stuff in mind that I'm going to use for it.
No,
Yeah.
for my warrior, just end up wear the Odin armor, just never take it off.
For me, I love Dragoon's Crystal Tower armor. I think it's just the neatest thing.
The onion armor.
Yeah, the onion armor. I never want to take it off. At least the chest.
No, but to like the point back in Crystal Tower for a minute, it's also a good thing. Like if you're raising up other classes, and you don't have enough, like say Dark Light,
Yeah.
or enough Phyllis to get Dark Light. It's a nice little substitute. And plus, it's eye level 80 rather than eye level 7.
Right. But I guess you're right. That makes a lot of sense. It's a good idea.
No,
I just fear that it's going to be one of those things where people feel like now that they can get eye level 90 armor farmable, what's the point of trying to do?
Crystal Tower.
Yeah, right. Because like when
But still, you do have to be a certain eye level just to be able to survive.
true, but I mean from there you would go from just dark light straight to eye level 90.
Well, not always. I mean,
That's what I did.
that's what I did.
That's what most people are going to
Yeah,
do.
well, that's what we did also in the beginning when there was no Crystal Tower. I went from Dark Light straight to I-90. I got some Crystal Tower parts to like kind of like buffer it, but I mean, you can start doing calls turn 1 and 2 in Dark Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need 90. You can do a full I-70. You can
No,
do
but once you
turn
start doing like turn 4 and then turn 5, you gotta be
Like turn 4 and 5, yeah, you need to be higher.
But
gear.
like I said though, they want. I think they want it to be accessible. Like the whole later turns to be more accessible. Because think about it. If now that you can get that one piece a week, it's still going to be hard, and then it's going to take forever for people to even try to attempt turn 6 through
to 10. It's
through 9.
Maybe.
Right.
With your idea, like if you have 4 different pieces in one turn, one piece another week, third piece the third week. So it'd take a whole month just to get those 4 pieces that you need.
I'm saying,
No, yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
pointless.
it more like if you can farm turn 1 if you can only do turn 1, but then if you get a piece, then that should be like, all right, that's a lock.
That's what
then
I'm
you can
saying.
do turn 2. I feel like then
Yeah, but there's multiple
For,
pieces
for
in,
white
like, one
mage,
turn.
No,
and
yeah,
healers,
like-
turn 4 has 4 different pieces.
Yeah, turn 4 for me has like 2 or 3 if I remember.
Turn 2 has like 3 for
farm
me.
that. It's already annoying sometimes
Like-
to get down.
But
too.
you're-
Okay, turn 2 for black mages has the boots, the coat, the gloves, and I think an accessory.
True. But I'm just saying because because remember you're getting these pieces plus mythos. I get what you guys are saying. I just feel like I don't want to make any other dungeon feel useless. That's the main thing.
Well, I mean,
I think they
CT's
don't want
gonna
to do that.
eventually get its own expansions as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
They're gonna
But,
move on, and like I said, you can still run CT.
yeah.
It gives you 50 mythos, it gives you 200 Finally, we gotta figure out. Honestly, we gotta figure out all the there's a new tombstone getting introduced that we're gonna farm. What are they gonna do with Mythos? Are they gonna eliminate the cap on Mythos now? Are they gonna keep the cap on Mythos and just make the new one maybe back down to the 300? We don't know. We gotta wait to see what it is.
I mean, maybe they might just increase the cap on it. If they could introduce this new currency.
Well, we gotta see. That's just exactly what I was just saying.
So it's because odds are that new currency is gonna be for AF, actual too.
Oh, more than likely.
Oh, I think 10 guaranteed that.
Did they show what it looked like?
They showed some of them.
Yeah,
They
have
showed some of them.
Oh, Dragoon is just spikes everywhere. That's
Already has
I'm
spikes
borderline a
everywhere.
porcupine at this point.
Like I saw one that was
Yeah,
also.
but then your allergy.
I didn't they reveal an Allergen 2 tank armor?
Mm-hmm.
That looks, it's like red and black, right? Red and brown, something like that.
It's like
I was looking at it earlier this week. It's really cool. And the Allergen weapons for it look really awesome too.
Do you know if you're able to dye those?
Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
good
they're
question.
talking about more years gonna be dieable.
I know you can't really dye anything.
I would love to be a hot pink dragoon.
I know.
Especially considering I'm a Lalafell.
Pink.
Pink and black.
Hot,
Oh,
flaming
you
pink.
fancy,
Me and
huh?
Chris
Oh,
were
I'm
talking
fancy,
about it.
huh?
He's gonna be
You fancy.
all
I'm
black with
fancy, huh?
pink highlights, and I'm gonna be all white with pink highlights.
You're done there with
Really intense.
Really interesting.
That should be very interesting, dude.
Alright, so this week we have 3 of our main, I would say, DPS dealers.
Tanks.
Not tanks. We have 1 and a half tank. 1 and a 30th tank, I should say. I was talking about that one-time Dragoon tanking. low level dungeon Dragoon tanking.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Totally a
before.
thing.
When we were
Back when I
That
thought
was a while
back when I thought Lancers were tanks.
You know, back to the real quick, back to what the fuck moment. You know, my what the fuck moment now that I remember is way back when I didn't even finish the storyline. When I tried to fight Titan, nobody wanted to help me.
That's a little bit about the farm.
Story about Titan.
Yeah, storyline Titan. There was
Yeah.
nobody until Philip found me.
Just randomly, I was in a hard mode Garuda party at the time, trying to get farm and get my weapon from Garuda. And lo and behold, I see in front of me Franco's character just standing there. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know. What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I don't know. We're just playing." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm trying to queue up for Titan, and no one's doing it because this is back when everyone was already fighting the hard mode primals. Barely anyone ran story. It was very stagnant for him. He's a tank, and was already waiting 40 minutes. Which nowadays is you're not going to deal with that. But back then, yes. So luckily for him, my Garuda party, we just got out. We're kind of breaking apart now. People are doing other things now. So I just joined them and got 2 other people to help them. So we got that down pretty quick too. It was pretty funny just randomly running into him, not even talking to him at all. I didn't even know he was logged on. And I just looked in front of him holy shit, is that Franco? He waved to me, I think. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was an accident.
It is a surprisingly small world how you frequently just happen upon other people.
Honestly, I wouldn't have even been in the area. I think it was the area where Titan is. I think Camp Overlook.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I can't
But
overlook.
someone warped there because they're getting lag, and we were in Mordona, and I'm getting lag. And I accidentally warped there with them because I wasn't paying attention. I hit X, and I decided to just stay there. So I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna hang out with this one character while we get more people where people were away. And that's when I ran into Franco because I was just randomly there.
There's
he
that
was
one
running
time last weekend where I just accidentally warped to Coerthus, and there's Philip just oh, what's up? But I'm not supposed to be here. Bye.
This fate brings us together in weird ways.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
But
Not to mention that I was level 45.
I was about to ask you if you were
I think you were level 50 when you fought Titan.
No, he was level 45 when he fought Titan. Level 50 when he fought Garuda.
Oh yeah, it's Garuda is awesome. Yeah, just walks in at level 50. You got a little fake crazy.
Oh yeah, fate grinding. That was always fun.
I love now we don't have to do that.
That was one of
They
the
finally make it so I can see the enemies on the field, and then it's not really that big of a deal anymore.
Oh, I don't know.
Fate grinding is still possible.
I do do a little bit. If I'm with someone and they want to say, hey, want to do this fate? I'm like, alright, sure. But most of the time I'm just in a dungeon now.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I get really bored of running the same dungeon.
Yeah,
that's
and
the
dungeons
fun.
do take a while.
And you
too.
get more seals, I believe, for doing big
You do, but dungeons give you more EXP. So
And they give you money.
It's a trade-off.
But yeah, Fates also give you seals though. So I mean, nowadays I'm glad I capped out on seals again. Well, I raised up a gathering class and I ran out of seals. I was down to like 10k seals. Now I'm back to 50 from Fate grinding and doing random other shit.
That's a pretty finish my gathering class.
Yay.
So yeah, like last week, we did a little discussion about white mage, or healing classes, although it was mostly white mage. This week we can talk about some DPS because we have some DPS people with us. As you know, I run Dragoon. Philip runs pretty much both magic types.
Now I'm running Summoner and Black Mage, and I also have my Bard level. There's nothing more ranged.
Yeah.
I like being in front of the enemy. I mean, nothing against it, because I also raised up my Lancer at least to get Blood for Blood and Invigorate. So I'm having fun with that. I'm gonna plan on raising up my Monk eventually.
Yeah,
Don't
Monk's
check
next
it
on my list.
I've dragged Dragoon up to like level 34, I think, for Blood for Blood.
I leveled them up.
Yeah.
I don't play them.
Do you have Mantra?
No, I don't have Mantra yet. That's one thing. That's why I'm raising up my Monk for.
I was talking to Chris.
I have
Chris
mine.
mentioned
I have a
Monk.
level 50 monk.
Oh, so okay.
Isn't he fully decked out in DL too?
I just don't touch them. They're just kind of there.
I play my Bard occasionally.
So there's really no comparison between melee DPS and all of ranged DPS.
Well, no.
Melee's good, but damage potential ranged almost across the board is better.
Well, it's a trade-off.
Everything
It's a
depends on the
trade-off
situation.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because if you take, you want range to probably do more damage, but then they also die much easier. They have
Yeah, us melees take
there's
a
a
little
their
longer.
room for error is much smaller than compared to a melee DPS.
Melee DPS do more damage, but it takes them longer to move from place to place as like a range can just be like.
But like what happens with my range DPS, like especially with Black Mage, is like I'm casting and it's Titan Extreme, for example, casting and where the lands are underneath me, I have to interrupt my cast and run. And I end up losing damage. I mean, I'll spam escape while I'm running, so that way I can still get some like 2 dungeons while like this like Monk or Dragoon is still like stabbing him while running and actually still doing damage. I mean, that's where the pros and cons. I honestly
Not to
think
mention,
all
ranged
DPS
get a lot
are
more hate
Yeah.
than us melees do.
Well, no, I mean,
So-
you guys get hate pretty
We-
well too.
I mean,
I'm pretty good at hate management now.
most
I have
of the
Clone
time, with
Strikes,
Cloning Strikes, it's not that bad. But I'm just saying, I think overall, ranged DPS gets more hate than melee.
Actually, I can kind of agree with it.
Yeah.
I see
I
a lot
mean-
more black mages can hate than
No, you just poop on everything.
dragoons and monks.
Yeah.
What
Plus,
I'm-
the nice thing is, at least as a Dragoon, I also have a stun.
True. I don't
That
have
was
a
monk.
Yeah.
Too.
So, we
Bard
can,
has a silence.
if something goes on with the tank and they can't stun a move, if we know the fight well enough, we can also get in there and stun if we have to. So, I mean, I like it because it's a bit of a jack of all trades. The DPS. They can kind of fit in everywhere. Bad thing is we all get like stupid long load times.
Yeah.
Oh god, the queue times.
Queue
so
times
bad.
are so much fun.
It's horrible.
Only 5 minutes.
Trust me.
45 minutes to
Just
do
Yeah,
my
5
run.
minutes for heal,
Well, you
4
guys
seconds
have
for
some,
tanks.
like, Mike has a tank, you tried raising up your tank a bit, but you've been on and off on the game. I've been nothing but DPS, and used to these long queue times. I usually just load up something else, like maybe watch like a movie, not movie, but like a TV show. I just load up something and go.
Find something else to do in the background.
I'm loading up for this dungeon. Won't let me pull out my phone and watch YouTube or something for a long time.
Is there a
Listen to
graphic or something out that shows like the ratio, like tank ratio to DPS to heal?
Oh, I'm pretty
I'm sure
sure.
so.
If we could look for it. If you guys know one, leave us a link for it in the comments or send us a message with it because I would like to see that.
I already
information.
know what I think the ratio is. Tanks are probably the lowest because
I'm
I've seen them
assuming.
in Party Finder the lowest. Healers are then another small group, and then DPS is this giant group of.
Yeah, DPS do flood the market.
I'm sure.
I mean, there is 5 DPS.
There's 5 DPS,
Which
2
is-
healers, and 2
Yeah.
That's true, probably the diversity, because all the classes are fun to play. That's why I think it's weird. Like tanks are especially fun to play. You see it all the time. Or healers
They're
are fun to play.
amazing.
They're amazing. I mean DPS are fun too, but it's just like I don't think it probably is a lack of diversity in like tank classes and healer classes. I guess that's the only thing I can think of.
What's funny is that tanking is like the easiest up until you get to the end content.
That's when you
And
matter.
you hate.
That's when you really matter.
Yeah.
So
As long as you're with people who also know like don't try to like steal away from you constantly.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
I mean,
things.
everyone has their tough spots and good spots.
But yeah.
I feel like the longest time I was ever in queue was like an hour. It's like,
Oh, I can beat that.
Yeah, it's
It's been in
pretty
queue for longer than that.
Really?
It's just-
So it's funny, like when I switched to tank,
Mhm.
literally,
Just instantaneous.
Speaking of queue, you viewers at home are going to be in queue for about an extra week because next week we won't be putting out an episode of this. However, you should definitely stay tuned because we have a couple other ridiculous things coming our way. We just teamed up with another podcast show called Pokemon Sentai Radio that I'm also a part of. We're going to start posting them on the channel. Check them out. We have Tumblrs, Facebook, whatever. I'll link everyone to that. But otherwise, I think this is a good stopping place for tonight.
We don't have an episode next week?
What? There'll be something else.
Oh, okay. Does it make sense?
I was not
Big
informed
things
of
popping,
this.
little things.
Spoilers.
God, John, already a filler arc?
Yeah,
Filler arc already.
Filler arc coming
Third
next week.
episode in filler.
Final Fantasy 14, the filler arc reborn.
Oh no.
So we'll catch you guys next week. As always, I'm John.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Chris.
Philip.
Mike.
Franco.
Your boy Franco.
Yeah, your
Boy
boy
Franco.
Franco. Everybody, please click the link that will appear on the right hand side. No, there won't be any link.
Alright, if you like us, like, comment, and subscribe. If you like to change something or whatever, feel free to leave us a comment.
I'll leave you a comment.
Until next time, people, it'll be awesome. And look out this week because there'll be some trailers for some upcoming attractions.
We also have Facebook.
Also, yes, our Facebook, brokenchocobo.facebook.com, I believe is what it is.
Either Facebook.
There'll be
We'll
links.
put it in. We'll
There'll
put
be
it in.
links.
There's
The,
all-
We also have a Tumblr. We also have a Twitter. We have everything. There's a Google Plus. If anybody is actually on that, I know as a YouTube, we all are forced to have it. So check us out, like us, all that jazz.
Something like 15 links.
Tell your friends,
and your family.
and especially your family and your dog.
And tell your friends to tell their friends.
Yeah.
And their
So it could
families
just be
too.
like a